Hello, my name is Scuria-Herman, and today we'll be checking out the song Fryerstarter by Aesop because of this comment.
Let me put you up on Bob's Donuts, controller of the...
I do want to go back and listen to the lyrics, but the instrumentals in the background are really I don't know, it's just really unique. I feel like I say it a lot when it comes to this music, but the sort of wind chimes leaning into that. I don't even know what to describe that as. It's like electronic drums or something, but really special.
Put you up on Bob's Donuts, controller of the warm deep fryer that charm cobras. Mostly it was aggravated.
I really appreciate the mix of the softer, more instrumentals and the more electronic stuff, and I feel like it blends so well together, and he has that voice that really ties it all up in a ribbon.
Ulcers over goat's legs. Will they go for maple custard, buttermilk, or wolf's bane? Later for your Cinderella pulsating crash. I was rotating casts. Picture if you will a witching hour on a weeknight in the trenches, where paranoia dead ends in a bright fluorescent heaven with sprinkles. I know, right? Yum. Whether tummy ache or fever, keep the funnel cake. I'm honey glazed in vitro in a company of similar believers. Sleepless, we hear the wolves breathe and foam at the facial features. Not a yeast, a phoenix and a partially hydrogenated, equal parts flower, faith healing. Might replace your previously nominated Jesus, but only if you're privy to the following secret of all secret.
This one especially, it feels like I just need to let it wash over me. Let me put you up on Bob's Donuts, control over the warm deep fryer that charms cobras. Mostly it was aggravated ulcers over goat's legs. Will they go for maple custard, buttermilk, or wolfsbane? Late after your Cinderella pulsate and crash, I was rotating casts. Picture, if you will, a witching hour on weeknight in the trenches where paranoia dead ends in a bright fluorescent heaven. So it is this sort of fantastical mysticism in a modern age with a donut shop. With sprinkles, I know, right? Yum. Whether tummy ache or fever, keep the funnel cake. I'm honey glazed in vitro. In the company of similar believers, sleepless, who hear the walls breathe and foam at the facial features. Now the yeast of phoenix and the partially hydrogenated, equal parts flower, faith healing, might replace your previously nominated Jesus, but only if you privy to the following secret of all secrets. Yeah, I like it.
I
like that this is softer. This is softer part.
If you're just tuning in, walk into the light. Walk into the light. That is awesome. I boil oil too, not the scarping. The CC's a Japanese innovation. I screech in a free parking. Purple heart and second chin. I beseech him to squeeze the carbs into the motherboard. You could chew the Eucharist in crawler form. Locally a seedy Danish underworld is bustling, where jelly's not a celebrated stuffing, it's a puppet string. Pluck, nose for canola. 5 cow stomachs like a mime with a rope going nowhere fast. Right hand of God on my shoulder, crow's feet swollen, dope becoming apple fritters over with folk of opposing cultures. Babysitter, cop, thief, reverend, body glitter, botched C-section, bronze teeth, each progressively more sequestered, yet is threatened. They'll defend the raisin bread as co-defendants. Some lose religion and view it as superstition. You could tell a friend if you were down to kill them.
I feel like I'm not talking a lot with this one. This is one that I feel like, I think I might have said this last one or the one before last one, but it feels like I just want to listen to it, you know? It's just, the musical aspects fascinate me far more than me having to say anything about it. But why else are you watching this video? Every night at 12 they would march out from the back, which goes back to the, Cinderella pulsating crash I was rotating casts. With the tray of raw dough for the pool of hot fat, show up around 1, never get your God back. If you're just tuning in, walking into the light. I like that it is called Fryerstarter, but I like the idea of the theme of this donut shop being kept consistent. I boil oil too, not for scarfing. 4 cc's of Japanese innovation that screech into free parking, Purple Heart and Second Chin that beseech him to squeeze the carbs into the motherboard. You could chew the Eucharist in cruller form. So again, it's combining these themes of this like earlier sort of ideology, and I'm trying to, I don't know if I'd say theology, even though there is like some mention of religion, but I feel like it is just more perspective instead of belief. At least that's what I'm getting so far. I could be wrong. It's sort of combining that with this modern donut shop. It's almost like a sort of magical realism, where it's making the extraordinary ordinary. Locally, a seedy Danish underworld is bustling where jelly is not a celebrated, it's a puppet string. Pluck, nose for canola, 5 cow stomachs like a mime with a rope going nowhere. Fast right hand of God on my shoulder, crow's feet swollen, dopey. Combing apple fritters over with folk of opposing cultures, babysitter, cop, thief, reverend, body glittered, botched C-section, bonds, teeth. Huh. Maybe I was wrong about the whole religion thing, because babysitter, cop, thief, reverend. So maybe he is sort of challenging religion as this idea of the outdated made modern. I'm sort of feeling my way around this song. Each progressively more sequestered, yet if threatened, will defend the raisin bread as co-defendants. Some lose religion or view it as superstition. You could tell a friend if you were down to kill them. Okay. Definitely about religion.
Foam fingers over open arms to feverishly reclaim their stomachs from golden jars. Staggered through the post of the gold trying to build dividends. Hiding high behind his guilty pattern, sick of fingerprints. Seething even side fever, sidewalk feeling a little dicey. I'm snake eyes straight to the cake's icing. Might fortune teller up your favorite paper tiger stripe. Great Grace Invaders, the first name.
Oh. So it's sort of like the comparison of religion to this sort of tantalizing sweet treat delicacy that is attracting these people that would benefit from it. But it isn't necessarily healthy. I mean, yeah, that's interesting themes right there, to say the least.
Patron haters who compromise the palate light and flavors. Silent night, holy night, invite the pious out the pagan. Midnight kitchen door uncaging the enablers like butchers in bloody aprons. Can I get a amen?
I will say I do really like the way that he strung the theme throughout and slowly building. I am glad that I was able to catch on to it before it was sort of like more stated up front, just because usually I'm very slow to catch on to this, and I might have been slow with this one too, but in my perspective I feel like I caught on relatively early.
Hazelnut raiders that are lost, navigate consecutive pastries like stations of the cross. No name, no day job, not a boat where it's Virgin Mary toast by the loaf. Thanks, Bob.
Bob's Donuts. The fat boys are back, foam fingers over open arms. And that's my idea. If we're relating this to religion, that's the sort of devout that are completely loyal to the church and will only listen to the church. And that's why, that's where the symbolism of the fatness comes from, because they're fat on the, what they gain from religion and what they take from religion. To feverishly reclaim their stomachs from golden jars. The guilt is marked with the product of the church, which is the powdered sugar, but he's hiding behind that as a guise because he has that. So it's sort of like, it is the bad thing, but it's perceived as the good thing, so he hides behind the good thing that is the bad thing that exposes him as bad, but he's good because he's perceived as good. Seething eventide fever. Sidewalk feeling a little dicey. Snake eye straight to the cake's icing. Might fortune teller up to your favorite paper tiger stripe. Great grace invaders. The first name base is patron haters who compromise the pilot lights and flavors. Silent night, holy night, invite the pious out the pagan. So, yeah, it is really. Didn't I say at the beginning of this, I don't think this has anything to do with religion? Well, I was wrong. Midnight kitchen doors uncaging the enablers like butchers and bloody aprons. And then you match the imagery of, a jolly, guy who's selling sweets with a butcher who's like covered in blood. But both of them are selling foodstuffs to you, and one of them is selling one that's healthier, the meat, the protein that you need. Amen. Hazelnut raiders of the lost navigate consecutive pastries like stations of the cross. No name, no day job, which I feel like could be a reference to like the high figures of the church. Like I know the Pope loses his name once he becomes the Pope, and like he gets a new name that's holy. And obviously him being the Pope is like, if he had a day job, it would be his day job. Know the folk where it Virgin Mary toast at a loaf, thanks Bob. Yeah. That's cool. Religion as a donut shop. That was really interesting. I think that with a song like this especially, I really think it speaks for itself. And I'm sure that plenty of people would come to the conclusions that I came to far quicker and easier than I came to them. But I still enjoyed it and I found it interesting. He's the only rapper I know who would make a late night visit to a 24-hour donut shop and turn it into an epic religious pilgrimage. Very cool. Right now, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm feeling very not in my brain. So I think I'm just going to wrap it up there. Hopefully my thoughts made sense. If they didn't, I'm sorry. But that's all from me. So until next time, adieu.